You mind if I go ahead and shake your judge's hands right now so that I can kind of conclude a little bit dramatically?
Sure.
So, in advance,
Sure.
thank you all very much for judging. Okay. Everybody? My topic for you today is that about being ecstatic. And the way I'm going to be defining this word ecstatic is in 3 different ways through my 3 different points. First, in that we have to be ecstatic about others. Second, in that we have to be ecstatic about ourselves. And third, that we need to be ecstatic when it comes to life. So let's go ahead and take a look at my first point, that we need to be ecstatic about ourselves. Now, many times we tend to take ourselves too seriously, walking into speeches thinking we can go in and try to revitalize an entire nation through one 5-minute speech. And through this sort of harsh outlook on life, we tend to miss on all the things that we could actually have fun on while going in and doing speeches like impromptus, for example. Second of all, we need to be ecstatic when it comes to others. A lot of times we misjudge others, especially on first impressions. For example, on a more serious note, when I joined my first church, when I went from a very large mega city church to a sort of small downtown Dallas inner city church. And the one thing that I hated most, and I was really resentful with my parents for a while, was that I couldn't believe they had uprooted me from my comfortable friends, my comfortable upbringing, and brought me all over to downtown Dallas where the people smelled bad, the people looked bad, and the people were just a lot different than me. And for a while, I obviously was not very ecstatic about my situation. But what did it take for me to change my outlook? Well, it took me realizing that I needed to be a little bit more ecstatic, I needed to be a little bit more blessing on how I viewed other people. It was only until I was able to look at other people not as somebody different, but rather as somebody who was exactly like myself, merely born under different circumstances. And the third point, we need to be ecstatic about life. And this is really just one of the more general terms that I think almost everybody can agree with. Now, being ecstatic about life doesn't necessarily mean you have to go around big smiles everywhere. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be happy about everything you do. No, ecstatic about life can also mean a positive outlook for your future, even when it doesn't look so grim. And this is where we have stories such as the American Revolution, when the people of America didn't really have a whole lot to look forward to, but they were ecstatic about life. Why? Because they knew they could do something about it. And that's why we all love underdog stories so much, especially here in America, because we love that idea of being ecstatic, not only about ourselves, not only about others, but also about life. Now, you probably noticed that I use a whole lot of cliches in this speech. So I'm going to go ahead and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and end with a couple more things that I think all impromptus benefit from. Things like the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, Ronald Reagan, George Washington, Ron Paul, Rand Paul, the Constitution, Patrick Henry College, I Kiss Skating Goodbye, and swag.